Okay, just bear with us while I just set this up. I need to see from my perspective what the camera looks like. But I am here with Manu. Okay, let's go to here. Oh, sorry, very sorry. Okay, so we are obviously here with Manu Malwani, and just to let everybody know, this will come out as a podcast later, and this will also be on YouTube, so if anyone's interested you can also watch it and listen to it on those two forms of media. My name's Jonathan. This is my sculpt channel, so if you're new, there's a lot of people who are new, then at the same time there are a lot of people who are already subscribed to the channel, so I have to introduce myself and explain how this is going to work. So we'll be doing an interview with the two business owners here. If you'd like to ask any questions, you can ask via Twitter first. It's the only way really, because I'm just using this to just mediate and control, just in case we get any trolls. Ask your question on Twitter. If you want to ask a question on Twitter, then you have to go to the share sheet, delete everything, then put @JonathanJK and then your question. And any questions for Manu, he will answer. This is going to be a two-part interview. So Manu's going to take some of the questions, and then Roshan's going to come in and he's going to take over the rest of it. Okay, so we're going to have a small introduction with Manu first, and then Roshan. I don't think there's anything else to discuss other than if you want to see more things like this, then obviously hit me up on my Patreon account, and this will be about an hour long. Okay, but again, you can watch it on the replay, and you can watch it on YouTube and on a podcast. Okay. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, sir.
I know everyone's just seen everyone saw in the previous video that this is a very busy shop.
Yes, we are mostly like to be a personality to take care of our clients, ourselves. And we listen to them all the time, what they have, the work to be done. And we have 57 workers with us. And the workers are all Chinese from Hong Kong. They've been with me since 60 years, my father's time, and I've been looking after this business. My father, as I grew up, I raised up this business to high standard, and I went to London in 1975 as an apprentice worker for one of these leading tailors. He was a gay guy, and he was very nice, and he taught me lots of work. And he was very, very good to me. And he said, you have to learn if you want to be my apprentice, you work with me. And I was just free to learn from him all the trade. Okay.
And just for the people could you come, sorry,
sure.
Just a little bit off camera.
Yeah.
Just bring your chair a little bit. Could you let the people know a little bit about because reading here, I've done some Googling. You've earned a Justice of the Peace in Hong Kong. I'm wondering what that is, and could that be explained to the viewers? And also, you've earned the Belgium's Knight Order of the Crown, and there's actually been a stamp as well made by the Hong Kong government about Sam's Tailor.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is because they've been recognizing us as a leading tailor for Hong Kong, and paying attention. And I thought of why, when I left the school at a young age, and I said to myself, why can't we be like popular like Hong Kong, tailor like Savile Road? And I tried to work very good, and I learned the tailoring from these British people for my army customers, the British Army and the Navy guys and the Air Force. They taught me how to. They said, please, Manu, if you want to be in this tailoring business, go to these tailors and be an apprentice. So I didn't know what was apprentice means, or go and be like that. So I went there and I wrote them a letter. And when I got to London, I was with Savile Road, working with these guys in the evenings and daytimes. They used to tell me, do this work, bring these buttons. And then after a few weeks, they taught me they sit down, taught me how to cut. They're cutting the suits how the British they wanted, armholes and then around the neck, and look at it. It took me a long time to get to know all these standard of this.
So you learned tailoring in London, not Hong Kong?
No, I have to go from London to learn these things.
Okay.
Because when you leave the British told me, if you want to be a well-known guy with the British armies, you have to go to London to know about these things, and these are the best guys. So I went there and I wrote them, look, I don't need any salary, and I'll pay for my, and they said, okay, come. And like when you be an apprentice, you just do this kind of jobs. And I was learning, but it was a tough time to learn with these English cutters who were tough like an army sergeant. Do this, do that, do that. Once we got to know the habits of that, it was very useful for us to work with them.
Okay. Is that because there is an element of like prestige amongst London tailors?
It is a prestige.
Yeah.
It's one of the well prestige, and they have been working with a lot of the people, a lot of seniors, and a lot of noble people, like, and they always had their custom-made things, kings and queens. They want the personality, how the suit should be made, and all the things. And people were very, dignity working with them to show off all the things. That's why I had to learn from them.
Okay, thank you. For those, I have to take a little break. For those who are just jumping in late, this is going to be a two-person interview. So Manu is here first. We're going to talk a little bit about, obviously, Manu's history with Sam's Tailors, and then we're going to talk about having made a suit with David Bowie, and then we're going to talk with Roshan, who's going to come in and take over for the rest of the interview, where we talk about a suit, a bespoke suit, and the power of a suit. Okay, so you studied the art in London. You came to Hong Kong, and you've been here for how long yourself now?
Me, since 1972.
1972. Okay, and Sam himself?
My father passed away in 1992.
Okay, but did he learn in London like yourself?
No, he just came as like a British were buying the fish from Aberdeen, selling to across the road for $2, $3 extra, a few bucks. So we were all the fish. Indians were like what do you call it? An agent or middleman. They've always been a business people.
Okay.
So we call them as a middleman.
Okay. And what was it like tailoring in Hong Kong during the 70s? Obviously very different because the British were here.
They were very well dressed, and they were the best. And they taught me lots of things.
Okay.
Which up now mostly you find on the Googles and all the things, but still they don't understand why. The British taught us a lot of things, like Napoleon things, why they had us for the suit, 3-button suit, why they had slits at the back. Some will have one slit. Italian will say no slits. So we have to learn all these tricks. There was no school, but we have to be apprentice with these tailors. They were learning from some lords. Admiral Lord was something. He would say that his naval cap should be like that, and the rings were up. All the rings were like that. We have to learn why. It's just not like that. Why people had a pocket in here on the suit jacket. It was written for us to why, which lots of people still don't know. Only the British tailors, they understand. They are not speaking on Googles and everything because they don't want that. We know why we have a pocket on the jacket, why we have pockets in here, and ladies were carrying handbags. Men were never carrying a handbag, just to carry the briefcase, leather one. So we know all the stories behind that. Why people had 4 buttons, why people had double barrel buttons. So, and people had some had 3 buttons. So it was written. And some people, the buttons were in here for some reasons, and then the buttonholes were done for the surgeon, the doctors. And we had inside the pocket, we had made for the surgeon pocket too. They carried that, the medical instrument in that pocket, inside the suit in olden days. And the journalists, the newspaper also was carrying the pocket inside, carrying the newspapers. So we have to learn all these things. What we had these inside pockets for, what reason, why we had a center, and we learned all these things from the British. So they told us what it means +4 trousers, what is +2s. So when we go for fishing, we wear +2s. For hunting, we wear +4s because we're going for shooting. So all these things British taught me lots of things.
Is that from people who are coming into the shop asking you for what they want, and you're
No,
tailoring?
First we have to learn.
Yeah.
When they ask us, Mr. Manu, do you know the tailor what's mean plus force? So we look at it. Plus four means what? 2 trousers, 1 waistcoat, 1 jacket? No, it's a hunting trouser. It's like a job when we're riding the horses, and they're going for golfing. They wear plus fours, and then some they go for fishing. They wear plus twos. So we have to learn all these things from British riding jackets and all the things, which I was so happy that I went to. But nowadays you see everything on Google. So, some regiment regiments will have all kind of buttons free, but nobody knew why the buttons were there kept.
Okay.
We knew all about it, so we had to go to the tailors, learning this. This regiment is coming, go Guards regiment. I must know about this. If you were the Blues and Royals, bang. So that's why the trick was with the British. I was taught very much, and I'm learning a lot of things. What are you talking about is in 1970s or 60s, all these drain pipe trousers and that people were making like that from us now, and buy silk suits that the British were making. Always made a tight trouser, and then you came to see a lot of all the actors and that we want exactly like that. And people, as you get older, you like loose-fitting suits. There's 2 different ways of doing the business that time was it for us, in 1960s onward.
Okay. I know your time is short, and Roshan's going to come in soon. Could you talk a little bit about David Bowie and what kind of suit did he want?
I think he wanted like a British Army suit, very slim suits, tight-fitted for his stage.
Okay, so nothing really exotic.
No, silk suits were attractive.
A silk suit?
Yeah, he had a silk because he wanted Hong Kong was famous for Chinese silk.
Okay.
So he said, look, I'm in China, so I better have some nice silk Chinese suit. So we made a nice slim fit suit, which he came to our shop. He bought 4 suits from me that time.
Okay. 4 different suits, or were they all?
4 same different color, but same quality, silk suits.
Right.
For his stage, white suit, blue suit, if I remember, and there was a nice black, very much, and one was a like turquoise suit.
Okay, with a suit like that, did you ever see it in the media? Because that's like your shop window in effect. If you see one of your patrons with a beautiful suit from Sam's Tailor.
Yes, we do have it. That time, the people who were buying it were all the singers on the stage. That time, and people, once in their life, they want to have that kind of suits.
Right.
To keep in the cupboard.
Okay. Okay. I know you said your time is short, so thank you for answering the questions. Gives you a little bit of history, and
my son will help you with a lot of things.
Sure.
And I'll tell him to come.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Did you got your what?
Yes, thank you. Okay. Roshan's going to come in. Roshan's a little bit younger, and we're going to talk about the rest of tailoring in general. Like why get a bespoke suit? Sam's Tailor's relationships with the media. We'll talk a little bit more about the history, and we'll talk also about certain celebrities that have had suits. Okay, so we're getting to some of the psychology, I guess, about suits and wearing suits and why would you want a suit. Okay, they've always got to have one on the shop floor as well, and so that's why they can't both be here at the same time, and we've got a little bit of a pause. So if you want to ask me anything now, you can.
Okay, great.
We've got about 50, 60 people in the chat.
Okay.
Okay, you might need to come a little bit closer. That's the view.
Awesome.
Okay, that's what they're seeing off this camera here.
Cool.
Okay. Okay, Roshan is here. I've been people have been giving me questions while we've been waiting, but let's do their questions because they've been waiting longer.
Sure.
Okay, so Joseph is asking, how do you stay at the top?
Yeah, by just the ridiculous commitment of hours. I mean, people ask me all the time.
You might need to come, sorry.
One, why do I work so often? Why do I work so much? I mean, why am I open during Chinese New Year? Why am I open on public holidays, Christmas Day? Why do I go to work on Sundays? Because I want to stay on top. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're on top, when you're number one, I mean, you look at Federer, you look at Djokovic, you look at anybody, right? You got to put in the hours. And, there's all these books about, the 4-hour work week and, these books written by successful entrepreneurs trying to teach people how to get away from it all, be successful by getting away from it all. Look, I am successful, but I want to be number one. I don't want to be number one for myself. I want to be number one for my clients. I want to be number one for my legacy. I want to be number one for my father and for my kids, because when I was a kid, I was always number one. And one of the ways to stay number one is to put in the hours, which I do. I live, eat, breathe my business. So I'm always in the know about fashion, about trends, about how fast I can deliver, about what exactly I can do, about what people are going to want, what advice to give them. I'm just immersed in the trenches always. I'm in amongst all my clients and my team. I'm not sitting in a glass tower anywhere else.
Sure. No, that's been clear just because this is live. Everyone's obviously has been like, they've understood because I gave the walkthrough in the previous scope, and they can see like, oh, this Roshan is really busy.
People send an email in. I mean, I'm the one who answers. I get up every day at 4:30. I've told you this. You can see by the emails that I sent you when you inquired. I get up at 4:30 and I start my day. I go to sleep at 10. I go to the gym at least 4 times a week, if not more. I eat well. I'm 39. I look after myself. I don't drink. I haven't had a drink in over 4.5 years. I cut carbs, sugars, everything. You got to stay healthy, stay fit, to work the kind of hours I do, to stay on top, basically.
Okay. I can appeal to the cut carbs, sugar thing because I'm on the paleo diet. Yeah. So I know what you mean. Do you do paleo?
No. I'm not so... if you took me to lunch,
right,
and I had to eat a pasta or a risotto or something, I'd eat it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I wouldn't.
Yeah. You know what I mean? But I just try to make smart choices. And with me, I sort of slowly fall off the wagon. Not in when it comes to food. You know what I mean? I'll go 5, 6, 3, 4, 2, 1 week with being super strict, and you sneak rice in one meal, bread another, a dessert on a special occasion. You sink down, you hit somewhat bottom for me, which is like a dream scenario for somebody else. But it's still bottom for me, and then you reboot, and then you start cutting again. And it's important. In my 20s, I'm infamous for having gone out all night and then still coming straight to work and being able to kill it. But I can't do that anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
DPE 1974 is asking, any changes to your business after the handover? These topics are going to jump around because these are their questions.
Fine. No, not at all. My business just goes from strength to strength. I don't have any desire to expand. I really like what I'm doing. It keeps me sharp and on my toes, and it keeps me successful and not ridiculously stressed. My business is successful because I'm the face of the firm and I'm interacting with my clients directly or in and amongst around them when they're shopping with my team. And so there's no change at all. I mean, things have just gotten better. As China's opened up, more and more people are happier coming here. People have been depicting the demise of Hong Kong forever, saying that, in some way or every way, either China will take over Hong Kong or Singapore will overtake Hong Kong as a financial center of Asia, or all sorts of crazy things, and it's just never happened. Hong Kong's just gotten stronger and stronger. As long as Hong Kong gets stronger, my business will get stronger, and so there's no major radical change except for normal, successful evolution since the handover.
Someone's asking, Anna said, have you made a Super Bruce Lee?
My father has, but way back in the day.
Sure.
So this predates my time, so I wouldn't be able to talk about that at all.
That's okay.
I just don't know the history. Yeah.
Because when I did the tour, I showed name dropped a lot.
Definitely.
Okay, there you go. Yes, Bruce Lee. Kevin's asking, how many alterations do you make before someone can wear a suit?
I mean, it really varies. So one extreme is I never even meet you. You send me your measurements through the form on my website. I make the suit, I send it to you. You love it. Let's talk about actually meeting clients here. I can meet a client. He's in between his meeting and getting on a plane. I go through the whole process with him. I measure him. I send him the suit. No need alterations. Fine. Another extreme is someone comes here and they come every day, and then towards the end of the trip twice a day because we just can't get it right, or we can't. Whether we can get it right or not is relevant. They're just not happy. It's the case with all businesses. So it really varies. I'm not really doing many orders at one extreme, which is taking measurements through email and sending, maybe one a day at most. And I'm not really bad and at the other extreme where people are dissatisfied, maybe one every couple of months you get to that point, which is pretty good.
Okay. And do women take longer? Isn't this special?
No, I think it's pretty similar. I think you'd be surprised when men come here, they open up more and are less conservative, and it's sort of the opposite for women. When they come here, they're more wary of how something fits them, and they're very conscientious, so they stay conservative. I don't think either take longer or shorter. Me personally, I like to take my time. I mean, if I see persons in a rush, I try to slow it down or encourage them to come back when they're more free, because I think this stuff is important. Because if we don't cover all the bases and then you're disappointed at the end, it's, I don't want that to happen, and I don't want to be pinged on me. So I like to take my time with everything, make sure I cover every base, and cover my end, and give people good advice. I'm not really a guy who'll say yes, yes, yes. I tell people generally, I mean, like, you've flown 8,000 miles or 6,000 miles to buy the same thing you can buy off the rack or back home or anywhere else. What's the point? You know what I mean? If this is the place to do something, outside the box, or something you've dreamed of, or you've desired, or you've been wary of doing, this is the place to raise a bar, because we're not going to get it wrong. We're going to kill it no matter what.
Okay. Dedicated.
Yeah.
It's clear. Christopher asks, do you ever make suits for yourself? And if you do, what details do you like in a suit?
So, I really like my buttons to be nice. That doesn't mean I have a wide array of different buttons. I generally like mother of pearl buttons for my suit, because they're probably the highest end. And I like really good top stitching. So I think I've graduated from pick stitching to a more defined deep press stitch. I think it's any higher level of attribute enhances the look of something, and it also helps to showcase my talent. I'll always have an interesting lining, not a gaudy lining, not a crazy lining, not a silly lining, but a classy, stylish, interesting lining inside my jacket, some sort of additional or extra or interesting pocket. I generally stick to peak lapels, and one of my signatures for my own jackets is I have a real cuff on my jacket. It's unfortunate I don't have a sample to show you right now, but I'll have old school English cuffs on my jacket. This doesn't mean the sleeve rolls out, it just means it's an actual turned up cuff, like how you'd have a French cuff shirt. That's not rolling your sleeves up, it's an actual turn up. That's how I have my jacket sleeves.
Okay.
And I think that distinguishes my jackets from most people on the planet. But it's not something new, I didn't invent it. I saw it about 17 years ago, I loved it, and I've incorporated it.
Okay. You might need to come a little bit closer. Sorry,
okay, sure.
Just for the camera positioning.
Yeah.
Signature suit, do you have one? Kevin's asking.
No, there's no signature suit. When someone comes in here, I tell them don't get a 2-button. What's the point? You can buy a 2-button anywhere. I mean, it's just silly to buy a 2-button suit from me. I won't argue with them, but I would like to sell them, like to make them, design for them a 1-button suit, a 3-roll suit, which is essentially a 2-button, but with a 3rd button and buttonhole in the lapel, a full 3, or even a double-breasted. I'm not super keen on double-breasted, but even a double-breasted if they already have 6, 7, 8, 9 suits in their wardrobe. So I think our signature style would be a non-2-button, because that's pretty much an off-the-rack look, and we're trying to move away from that. So we like a single vent if it's a 1-button jacket, or if it's any style jacket with a waistcoat underneath, and then generally no vents if it falls into any other category. And we move away from 2 vents. We prefer peak lapels or something in the peak family, try to move away from notch lapels or anything in the notch family, just because that's what you can just easily buy out there.
Okay. I don't know anything about tailoring, and I've got some of my own questions here.
Yeah, go for it.
So I'm going to integrate some of these now. So we'll get to Linda's question. Actually, Linda's question, she said, she's asking, have you ever had any difficult celebrities? Obviously, don't name drop.
Yeah.
And have you ever refused, because your passion comes across clearly, have you ever refused to make a suit based on like an artist's integrity, your own integrity?
A lot of people ask me to incorporate a country flag inside a jacket, but I don't know if it's legal or illegal to decimate a flag, so I always veer away from that. And that's one request we just get all the time, to have the lining inside or the jacket made of flag or trousers, and I was like, look, I'm going to move away from that, because I don't believe in cutting up country flags. But I don't think anybody's difficult. I think some people can have a bad day, some people can be in a rush, some people can have certain expectations that are not met. I mean, it's about connecting with the person, celebrity or not celebrity. And I just believe in being open and honest, and so I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So this guy yesterday, he's in a clear rush. Okay, I told him, look, this stuff's important. I mean, if you're in a rush, you can come back, it's no problem, or you don't have to buy here. But the thing is, if I don't make it right, then you're going to blame me. You're not going to blame yourself. So we need to take time here. So I try and slow things down, try and break the ice. I don't necessarily try and walk away from a situation or turn someone down. I just try to slow them down and cheer them up.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But I think I know where they're coming from with these questions. I guess people are looking for a little bit of drama.
Yeah. But there's no drama.
But I guess, but it's an oxymoron to want that, because if you're coming for a tailored suit, then people are coming to tell you specifically, this is what I want, and that's just the nature of the job. So there's no way you could perceive someone as being, whoa, you're very demanding because I'm offering a tailored product.
I think it's opposite. I think people have changed, and I think we are professionals, and when people research us, there's so much out there that says, leave it up to Roshan. This place is a business. These guys are number one. That they're all coming here for an experience. And so, no, I disagree. I think that people are coming here for advice. They're coming here for us to build them something special. And I explain that to my team. And I've got some older members of staff, and I've got some younger members of staff. When I say old, I don't mean in age. I mean some people have been here 8-9 years, or some people have been here 2-3 years. I'm talking about my design team. And I tell the ones who've been around for a long time, it's like you're short-selling the client by not giving them the full package, by not asking them every question, by not exploring different styles with them. That's not what people come here for. I don't have people standing on the street for 16 hours trying to pull people in. None of my team are bringing me clients. My clients are coming here because of me. Okay, I'm handing them sales. Okay, people come here because they want to buy stuff. You know what I mean? They're not coming here to browse. Okay, so I believe in delivering a great package of service, which is taking people and educating them about the process of making a suit. This is not lecturing to them, and there's nothing technical. It's just about being charming and having fun and being insightful and snuffing out what their apprehensions are and what their desires are.
Okay. And what's the difference between a bespoke suit and a store-bought suit? If you could just explain for people who don't know what bespoke means.
So the thing is that the origin of the word bespoke is to be bespoken for, to be spoken for. Okay, so the origin of the word bespoke and the original process is that you come in and you commission a tailor to make something. Okay, it's a partnership. Okay, it's not like a store-bought suit. You walk in, you try it on, you buy it, you can even return it. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing to do with that at all. You're commissioning someone to work on something. I think the term has evolved, and whilst my business is a bespoke suit, and now if you look at any business, a car service, they call it a bespoke service. A flower business, they call it a bespoke service. The word I wouldn't say is bastardized or misused. It's just been integrated into so many industries and so many different sectors, so many different businesses, that it's sort of like, lost its sort of connection from tailoring directly, where it originates from. But my business and the product I offer is more than just something bespoke. I mean, everyone gets it. It's bespoke. You come in, nothing's made. We're going to build it from scratch. Our business is, it's truly project-based business. Every order is a nice little fun project. You saw the guy that I was working with just now. He bought a wardrobe full of clothes. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody's like that, but irregardless of the quantity of what people are buying, everything is a project. And I think we've taken the term bespoke and we have reinvented it, or we've exploded it. Okay, and no one can do it like us. We get people down into the nitty-gritty of everything in a very short period of time. 40 minutes and you're out. But you come away being excited and also educated on what the process is about. We ask people every question. We play the devil's advocate not on purpose, but we just try to get them thinking of different things. So what does bespoke mean to us? It means you work side by side with us at the beginning to work out, to map out an amazing potential suit for you. And then you leave it to us. You walk out the door and we start our magic.
And is that what sets you apart from everybody else?
Definitely.
Right.
Definitely. I mean, over here, we are not dying to make a sale. It's nothing to do with that. I don't pay my team commission. I'm different from every business out there. There's zero commission to my team. They are encouraged to spend time with clients and ask them questions and make them great things. And we want to give. We give, and we know we're going to receive anyways.
Great.
Okay?
Some people are asking, what's the cost of your suits?
Okay. So that is too open-ended a question.
Yeah.
Okay?
But it will come with a good answer.
There's no fixed price. It all depends on the fabric. The next question is, what's the range? Range is irrelevant, okay? If I go to a restaurant, okay, understand what I'm trying to say. If I see that the set menu is $60 or $240 for 3 courses, I don't want to eat that. You understand what I'm saying? I spend my life working, okay? At the end of the day, I want to go eat a lobster, okay? You know, cost is an eye of the beholder, you know what I mean? More importantly is, what do you want to spend? What is your budget? And what can you get for it? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you're
sure.
a student, you understand, we have student packages, okay? And we have a great team and a great process designed for students, okay? So, would I want to buy a student suit personally? No. You know what I'm saying? Do I want to go and buy jeans for, you know, $200 Hong Kong? No, I don't want to. That's not me. You understand what I'm saying? More importantly is, what is your budget? What are you envisioning? And how can we give you the best in your budget? Okay? So if you're really fishing for numbers, then the median price, all things being equal, not the mean price, but the median price for a suit is 4,500 Hong Kong. And the starting price for a suit is 2,400 Hong Kong. Here we are not trying to maximize our profit, okay? We have an amazing business, you've seen that already. We're always full and we're always busy, okay? Here we want to make a great product. I have an amazing legacy. I have no expansion plans. I'm very happy here with my one store, okay? It is better you come in mind with what you want to spend. If you want to spend 1,500 Hong Kong or 2,000 Hong Kong, we are not your place. Do you understand what I'm saying? If that is what you value, a suit or an experience, then we're not your place. You know what I'm saying? We can't help you out. You get what I'm saying? But it's better you come here, you tell us exactly what you want to spend. We'll give you the best in that budget. If you cannot trust us, it's no problem. You know what I mean? You cannot trust Cathay is going to crash or not. You know what I mean? You cannot say Malaysian Airlines won't, etc., etc. You have to have trust in anything you engage in, and that's why you choose brands. You choose big brands, you choose famous brands, well-known brands, because those are brands you can trust. We are number one for a reason. You can trust us.
Apple have a very similar philosophy. They won't make low-end products,
Yeah.
and so they have a take it or leave it attitude, and they always go for the high end.
Yeah.
And people always criticize them.
Yeah.
We want the market. You should get the market, but they don't. They always go for the profit. They always
Yeah.
they go for the experience as well. So they have standards, and what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Just trying to make an easier analogy. It's
I don't know if it's the right analogy
Apple's
because
philosophy.
Apple are
No?
gigantic and we're one tiny little store. You know what I mean? Like
No, but the idea that it's quality rather
Yeah.
than quantity.
I mean,
And
I think if you look at our most reasonable price suit, 2,400 Hong Kong, that's 350 US. That's 200 pounds sterling. I mean, if that's not reasonable, I don't know what is. You know what I'm saying? Like a hotel room in Hong Kong for one night is going to cost you about that. You know what I'm saying? The suit is going to last you for years. So I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know. Like,
well, I'm someone who pays up front for quality products.
Yeah.
Like I'll buy Apple.
yeah, and I'll buy
because
Apple,
I
and that's
believe
basically it. And
that yes.
I believe in that ethos. I believe in Apple. I buy their stock. I buy their products. I'm a massive fan. And you know, before that it was BlackBerry when it came to handhelds, and before my MacBook it was ThinkPads. You know, I believe in that ethos. I'm not trying to fish everywhere for a good deal. I don't have time. I don't have time
Sure.
to take stuff back. I like to go to places which are one-stop shop where me is paramount to them, okay? And they take care of all the garbage in the middle. You get what I'm saying?
I totally agree.
You know what I mean? Like, I go and buy a Mercedes, and I had a BMW, and I had it from October 2001 till about 18 months ago, okay? And it lasted me that long. How many years that is? 15 years or 14 years, and great. And now I bought a Merc, and same thing. I think it lasts me for 10 years or more, and I have no hassle if my Merc breaks down. They'll come and pick it up. They'll take it. I don't care what they charge me or whatever. They can't overcharge me. It's a giant company. You know, everything is transparent. You know what I mean? They can't screw you. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make sense. They will have their own systems in place. The industry has systems in place. So I can't be like them, but you know what I mean? Like the type of person that I am, the culture that I come from, I'm not looking to rip anybody off, and I'm not looking for my product to be bad. I want my product to be great. So I'm gonna look after people anyways.
I'm wondering about your turnaround time again. Following on the similar tangent with this conversation, when it comes to turnaround time, you know, you could boast and say we've made a suit for somebody in like 2 hours.
Yeah.
But you couldn't sustain that. So what's
But
a happy?
we're not trying to do.
No, I know, I know. But
Yeah.
so what's the happy
So
medium for you?
the quickest is 20 hours.
Wow.
Okay. With an appointment, and it depends on the hour of day that you count. Okay. If you come sometimes before 7 p.m., I can ready for you the next day at 4 p.m. But it just depends on how my day went and what my workload was, and so forth. Happy medium is 2 working days, not counting Saturday and Sunday. And a better medium is 3 or 4 days. Anything more is a bonus, but completely not necessary because there are days that no work will be done. And you know, everybody's different. We're willing to give as much of our time as need be, regardless of the project. But it's also up to the client whether how many days they want to spend in our shop, based on the amount of time they're spending in Hong Kong.
Okay. And again, I'm a layman when it comes to tailoring.
Yeah.
So there was a woman that you made a suit for called Lillian Passe, I think her
Okay.
name is. She's a Brazilian, and it discussed that you made a Brazilian style suit.
Yeah.
Could you explain what a Brazilian
I
style
don't know.
suit is?
I can't remember her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's a lead into my next sort of topic
Yeah.
about the power of a suit,
Okay.
the psychology behind it. And before, I didn't know you did a suit for Angela Merkel, but
Yeah.
I noticed on your wall you did.
My father did. I never
Okay.
even met her.
Okay, but if you watch her in any sort of important event, she's always stuck wearing the same suit.
Okay.
Because she's going to be pigeonholed. There's a mentality like
Uh-huh.
a woman should wear certain things, and so she's sort of like refrained. She's like constrained. Sorry, that's a better word. Into wearing a certain type of suit because of this perception of the power behind a suit.
Uh-huh.
But this is good then. If you'd never made a suit for her and it was your father, what would you do for Angela Merkel? I know this is totally random,
Yeah.
and this leads into another question that I have about the power, the psychology of wearing a suit. But what would you
Well, I
do
think
for
she
her?
has a great style, and what if
Right.
she wears suits her amazingly well? Okay, I would just try to mix it up slightly by making the edges on everything she wears softer. So make the lapels more rounded, make the pockets more slanted, make the bottom slightly shorter, and a bit more rounded edges and softer shoulders.
And those are big differences.
I think the baby steps in the right direction.
Okay, because again, for me,
Yeah.
it's going to be a
Sure.
subtle thing that I might not pick up on. But the
Yeah,
fact
no,
that
I
you said
totally-
that,
yeah.
I could then watch her and think, oh, I see what Roshan's talking about
Yeah.
now. So it's
But
really
I think the
interesting. I'm
style
learning
is
something
great.
here.
I think what she's wearing is amazing, and she's such a profound woman, and she's so recognizable.
And with regards to the power of the suit, if you watch any G8 conference or anything with the major world superpowers, everyone's wearing a Western style suit.
Mhm.
Do you think? I think that's a little bit of a shame because again we associate the Western suit with power. And if I remember, Colonel Gaddafi would wear these beautiful textures.
Yeah, amazing.
And
he
that
stand
was-
out, and he's made a name for himself.
He would stand out.
And our Prime Minister, Modi, he wears a Nehru jacket all the time.
So Prime Minister who?
Modi of India, he always
Okay.
wears a Nehru jacket,
Right. Okay.
a round collar.
I'm thinking of Shinzo Abe, where he's wearing a Western
Yeah.
suit. These Asian world leaders.
I mean, I can't comment on them directly. It's all cultural.
Sure, but the
and I
Western
wouldn't-
culture seems to be taking over the psychology, this idea that if you want to be a man in power or be seen in power, you have to wear a Western suit rather than.
No,
something-
I disagree. I think
Really?
I think the G8 is something that's uber conservative, and I don't know if I'll call the suit as it looks like a Western style.
Okay.
I think the suit has been around for centuries. It's been around for hundreds of years, and it's seeped into every culture long ago. And if you look at the cultures you're mentioning, if you look at China, Japan, India, or any of these Asian nations, they're gigantic nations with a long, storied history, culture that far exceeds anything in the West. So I don't know if I'd call the suits a Western suits. I never even thought about it that way.
Right. Well, it's more obviously it's just the style of the Western suit, which
Yeah.
just seems to remove something from their culture because they're trying to appropriate that
Yeah.
power.
I don't know. It's before my
Looking as an
time.
equal.
At 39, when I was born, everyone's been wearing the same suits. And I know people in China still wear Chinese-style suits, and I know people in India still wear Indian-style suits, and we make both of them, and I wear both of them.
But I'm talking about. I mean, I know they exist these other types of
Yeah.
suits, but I'm talking about at those specific conferences.
Yeah.
Everyone's dressed as a Westerner,
Yeah.
and that's what I think is a little bit of a shame. But with someone like Gaddafi, he had character.
Yeah, I thought he was
So
amazing.
he imbued that.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I've
yeah.
got a bill signed by him. I don't know if it's really signed by him, but a reporter gave me. There he is. Can you see him here tucked in the corner?
Which one now?
Here. I think that's Gaddafi, right?
Oh yeah. Okay, so what Roshan is showing is actually like a $1 bill with Colonel Gaddafi on it, signed.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's really signed by him, but that's what this guy told me. Great friend and client of mine.
Okay.
He's a reporter for Canadian television.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My next set of questions is with regard to because you've been talking about how it's your business.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering what is the father-son relationship like on a business level? Obviously, we're not talking about personally,
Okay.
but how does that dynamic work?
It's hard because my dad is very old school. It's not a criticism of him. I mean, you asked me how.
Well, my dad is.
He refuses to evolve. I think most people will say that, but then he can get away with all his shortcomings because of how successful he is and how much he's accomplished and how hard he continues to work. But yeah, it's hard. I think that I'm 39. I have 3 children, but my dad still treats me as a kid, no matter what. But it's okay because he's probably stopped me from making many gambles or many mistakes or potential mistakes, and we've been successful regardless of how our relationship is. So I think that hindsight counts very little in this case because so far we are where we are and things are great. But yeah, it's tough. It's tough working with your old man.
I used to do it.
Yeah, but what's also good is I have amazing job security. I never have any fear of losing my job or how am I going to feed my kids. So
Sure.
I never have to think about these things. I just concentrate on doing what I do. So there are many positives to it. It's a great umbrella to be under, and I can just concentrate on being good at what I can be good at and what I have to do.
Okay. I did watch one of your. I actually watched a lot of your interviews that exist on YouTube and Vimeo. But one of them, they're asking about because you're third generation for Sam's Tailors.
Yeah.
Who's going to be fourth, and how does that play out, or does that even matter?
It doesn't even matter. It's way too soon. It's completely irrelevant. It's a good question. Someone keeps asking that, but my kids are so young. They're 7, 5, and 4, and at no point will I ever think. I get asked this question so much now.
Yeah.
I never before, maybe because I have kids now, but it's just it's ironic that you bring it up. But no, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm just concentrating on me and my dad and my clients. I spend most of my time at work thinking about my customers. And that keeps my customers happy. That keeps them coming back, keeps them recommending people. We don't advertise at all, but we just keep getting people to show up, which is great.
I've asked you that question specifically because other people have asked you that question, and this is a lead into another topic whereby I'm interested in your relationship with the media.
Yeah.
Because having watched all those interviews,
Yeah.
and these sort of like scenes where people are playing a character and relating with your dad and creating jokes, and it sort of got to me in a sense like they're trying to create something and it's highly edited,
Yeah.
and it's very dated,
Yeah.
a lot of these. And you said you don't do any marketing, so
Yeah.
the media exposure that you get is obviously this is your advertising. They're doing it for you in a sense.
I don't know. I mean, I get requests and then I adhere to them, and that's basically it. I mean, I never go try and get an interview. I don't spend much time thinking about all this stuff. I spend most of my time just sort of plugging along. I think that, we've been spoiled. Our success has spoiled us, and so it should. That people keep showing up wanting to interview us in very different forms of media, and so I can't remember it being any different or weird or special or whatever. And I just prefer to try to be as transparent as I can with whatever questions they ask me. I don't try and make up anything. There's no myth about what we do or how we do it. I just try and be transparent. People, they want to know about my business, and I love my business, and I have this amazing legacy, which is 59 years old. There's not many people that have this kind of stuff anymore. I mean, relative to all the other industries that are out there, and relative to the global population. So, I think the media finds my type of business very interesting to report on because it's special and it's unique. Businesses like ours have sort of been snuffed out or fluffed away over the years. They just don't exist anymore. I don't know. I have no relationship with the media. I don't think that the same station or the same platform or the same medium comes back to talk to us. I think that our interviews. I'll answer that in a second.
Okay.
I think our interviews are reporter-driven, where suddenly a reporter stumbles across us, and they think it's a great story, so they come here and we give them insight. I don't know about the interviews with my dad. I don't know about the interviews myself. I don't know if it's the same rhetoric over and over again, or if I have different answers that might be interesting to look at. But I just sort of try. People are interested in our business, and it's a great sense of pride that I get that people are interested. BBC comes to us because they think that the wider world population will be interested in a business like ours, and that gives me a great sense of pride. It shows me that people think that we're doing something right. What I'm more happy about, and what a relationship that I'm more interested in fostering, to borrow your term, is one with universities. I now speak to a handful of universities about my business. I was approached to talk to a class from a visiting university, and then another one, and all three came back as well. And they have nothing to do with one another. I'd be more interested in fostering that sort of relationship to give people an insight into my business, because it seems to me, based on others' opinion, both the media and both universities or institutions like that, that my business is an interesting business. It's worth hearing about. It's worth getting an insight into.
Do you feel like, because I'm wondering, like I say, you've been asked similar questions over and over again, and it doesn't feel like it's annoying or in any way you're getting tired of it, but I'm wondering, like, what's your input? Because they're representing you in a way, and again, this is your only form of marketing.
Sure.
I'm wondering how much input, how much do you say no and yes? Yeah. And is there something that they don't cover that you would like them to cover?
I think everybody's been very well behaved.
Right.
I don't know. There's no skeletons in our closet. There's nothing crazy that we're doing. We're just a simple shop, and to tell you the truth, and we make fun clothing for people. Why are people interested in us? Because, I mean, I don't know. I almost get frustrated at saying this. Like, I'm genuinely not profit driven. You know what I mean? I'm not doing this out of charity. I'm doing this because I need to earn money to feed myself, my wife, my kids, my father, my staff, okay? Like any business. But I have no shareholders to report to, and I don't even look at my earnings. I don't even care. I couldn't care less. I never looked at accounts. It's nothing to do with me. My father doesn't even care. My uncle handles that part of the business.
Right, okay.
I couldn't care less. I just want my credit card bill paid. I just want to be able to go out and do what I want. You know what I'm saying? I don't fly first class. I don't have a Ferrari. I don't want any of those things. That's just me. I get sort of tired because, like, there's no magic secret or anything. We're just a regular store, and I'm not apprehensive about talking to anybody because there's nothing to fish for. I mean, like, if you ask me what did President Bush order, I was like, I don't answer anyone what they order. I can't even remember. I'm not like sitting there counting. Oh, President Bush ordered 30 suits, and this guy only ordered one. Or I just worked with a guy this morning. He ordered 11 suits. I'm not thinking that way because I'm so immersed in what's going on, and I just want to design and make people happy, and I feed off that. Okay. Basically, it's irrelevant to me what the numbers are, and
well, it's more about how they represent you, because you obviously you want them to respect what's going on. And I'm not looking. I wouldn't assume you have any things in your closet. It's just. I'm just interested. Like you say, you don't do any advertising, but these people represent you, and so I want to make sure that
you have to be.
do.
You have to be honest, okay, and give people the current snapshot of your business. And I don't think I've fallen over my feet because I've tried to be honest, and I think I can learn from my dad. And, there's a couple of times where he hasn't been. I don't know. He's gone on a rant about something that he thought was no big deal, but it had negative effect on the article or the output of the media output that was produced. I mean, he chatted with one guy. I set up an interview for him, and he suddenly decided to talk about the doom and gloom in the tailoring industry, and that there were no people coming in to fill the ranks as tailors retired. It's all nonsense. Maybe he's just he had a bad day, or he had someone retired or whatever. He says this to the reporter, and then the reporter writes his whole story about our business is on the downturn, on the decline, and we have no staff, and all nonsense, utter rubbish. You know what I mean? So I try and tell my dad, it's like, one, nobody wants to hear anything negative. Otherwise,
True.
they turn into to garbage. Okay, and two, like, I'm not suspicious of anyone, and maybe that's naive. I'm just happy to talk about my work. If something weird happened, I'd walk away from it, and that's basically it. And I think I'm lucky that nothing weird or strange or corny has happened to me while I'm being interviewed.
Okay.
But am I worried about how they represent my business?
No, not worried.
I don't
It's
think
just
so.
like how much. It's how much input do you get to say?
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not prompted to say anything. I think people are genuinely interested in
Okay.
In what make us tick, and I keep telling them, I have no magic answer for you. It's really, I think the big problem with the world is, okay, honestly, I mean, if this puts me out on a ledge, it's like people don't work hard enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are always looking to reduce their work week, their time, their whatever. And
No, I agree with that sentiment. Actually,
then you can't get anywhere. You look at all successful people. You got to work hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, not working hard and being successful is a myth. I mean, there are people out there that's happened to. They're lucky, but there's 7 billion people on the planet. You know what I mean? It's not happening for even 7 million people. So, there's no secret. There's no magic formula. People try to suss me out. I just keep telling them the same boring answer. I work hard. I get up at 4:30 every day, 7 days a week. You know how hard that is?
I don't think that's
hard.
a boring answer, though.
Yeah,
I think that's
I go to
a
bed.
good
So when I
answer.
speak to these universities, I tell them the same. I tell these kids, I'm like, look, I've been where you were, and then I just matured. You know what I mean? I sold all my wild oats. I was lucky to have my father by my side. I'm still lucky to have my father by my side. You know what I'm saying? But my motivation is man, I got to pay the bills. I got to feed my 3 kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't gamble. I don't drink. I don't go. I go out when the stars are. I go out for a big event. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going out tonight, but I don't go out for the sake of going out. Like, I'm 39, and I don't think I'm boring either. And I don't need a release like some people do. And I'm not condemning this. Don't get me wrong. When I was younger and I lived alone, I was at work all day with my father. I needed a release, you know what I'm saying? Now I don't need a release. I'm talking to people all day. I'm doing all these interesting things. I'm talking to universities. I'm talking to reporters. I'm talking to clients. I'm talking. The last thing I want to do is go out and meet somebody and talk to somebody. I just want to lie on my sofa, hug one of my babies, and listen to my wife's day, and that's it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel great.
No, I'm totally on the level with you. I'm a
Yeah.
kindred spirit. I agree with the work philosophy. I mean, 2 of my idols worked hard, worked themselves to death.
Mhm.
One of them is Bruce Lee, and the other one is Steve Jobs.
Okay.
Okay, and
Yeah.
thematically,
But I don't
they've
think-
been
yeah.
woven into this
I
conversation.
don't think I work hard as as them.
No, but
yeah.
they're just two.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to relate, basically.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
And I
know
threw
what
in
you're
a pun. Did you notice it? I said
Yeah.
woven.
Yeah.
Okay, wasn't wasted. Okay, I want to talk a little bit about some celebrities again,
Okay.
and then a little bit about you, because we haven't
Yeah.
really.
Okay.
I'll just talk about you first, because when I was doing some research, you have a business degree in New York,
Yeah.
and you created something called a green shirt bag.
Yeah.
So I'd like to ask you, why did you go to New York to study
Yeah.
for that degree, and what made you come up with the green shirt bag? And could
Okay.
you explain it, because some people won't know?
Okay, so why go to New York? I mean, I was 18, and I came back for my last year in high school, so it's 1994, and I've spent the summer doing nothing, okay? And then I'm suddenly in this free period, and where the teachers are saying, okay, so now you guys have your, either for Australia, US, or UK, your application forms, and you're filling them out, and this is our advice. And I'm like, what? I had nothing. My parents did nothing for me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm suddenly now 1 year from leaving school, 10 months from leaving school, I have done nothing. So I'm like whispering, I'm like, can I see that? And, what is that? Okay, Boston University, can I borrow that? Can I see that? What is that? Okay, NYU, okay. And I knew nothing. And so that was a time before the internet existed, where I had to write to universities and pray that they got a letter, because my father wouldn't give me the money to write a registered letter, okay, or send it by DHL, God forbid, you know what I mean? Write a letter, pray they got it, pray they sent me an application form, pray that I received the application form, I fill out the application form, pray that they received it when I sent it to them, because again, like I said, God forbid my father, actually letting me use DHL to send something, you know what I'm saying? So I sent applications to places where I didn't have to drive, because growing up in Hong Kong, you don't have a license. I couldn't end up somewhere where I didn't drive, and I didn't bank on myself getting great A levels at the end of it, so that my university placement would depend on one exam for each subject, 3 subjects that you take after 2 years of work. I said, I don't think I'm that guy. I'm a good test taker, but you never know. I mean, I'm not that big a gambler. I think the US application system is far more open-ended, and there's a lot more things that go into it. And an advantage for me at that time, and this is really basic stuff now, what we're talking about over 20 years ago, is that you had to submit a TOEFL score but that was really for someone's English was second language. English was my first language, but because I was from Hong Kong, it was necessary. I knew at A-Stat you had to submit an SAT, which I don't even know how it is now, but it's easy to master back then. You submit your mock exam grades, you submit a portfolio of your work and stuff, and I was good at doing stuff like that, and I was good at test taking. So I was like, okay, the US is for me, go to a place I can't drive. So it's sort of like limited to a few different places, and I got into NYU, and that was the best pick of the schools that I got into, so I went there. Why did I do a business degree? It was a thing to do. I came from a business background. My father's a businessman. Was I happy doing it? No, not really. I mean, I got a finance and economics degree because I was in New York and that was a thing to do. I raced through school, but I should have done marketing, or I should have stayed in school longer. I should have done some fun stuff. I didn't have the right guidance and so forth. And then the green shirt bag, Vice President Al Gore spoke at my commencement, basically my graduation. And then I met him in Hong Kong at a cocktail, I think at Grand Hyatt, or my wife met him, and he was already a client of my dad, and he was preaching about his movie, The Inconvenient Truth. We were going through a whole phase where suddenly the Green Revolution was coming into focus. So I thought that we'd do something interesting and make the green shirt back, which at that time degraded. And so we did. I mean, I begged my father to let me make it for years and years, but he just couldn't contemplate making it, giving something away that cost 10 times more than the cheap plastic bag that he was giving away already. It took me years and years and years, but I don't know whether it was Al Gore or it was Donald Chung, who was a former chief executive, that said something to him about it. But suddenly, after years of resistance, he tapped my shoulder and said to do it. I did it. And then, I submitted to the government and I won an award for it. I went out to Kowloon Tong and had to speak to this panel of people, and I didn't think they'd take me seriously at all. You know what I mean? Not at all. I think I got a great nudge from Donald Chung himself. Our application, and I would be blatantly honest. And then we won the award, and it's just a shopping bag. And my dad was happy to win the award, and he wanted the award for himself. He didn't want me to have it, which was fine. I mean, maybe I cared then, I don't really care now. But now he's still pissed off that he has to pay 10 times more for a bag. You know what I'm saying? But that's my dad, I mean? It's a generational thing.
Who is Donald Chung, for those who don't?
Donald Chung is former chief executive of Hong Kong. He was a financial secretary, he was brilliant, and then he became our chief executive. And I think he served for 8 years, or I don't know, 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, I don't know the history.
And the green bag, again?
It's a shopping bag. It's just a simple bag, but it's just branded the green shirt bag. We have it registered. The registration's up here somewhere. And it used to be a bag that degraded, but now it's just a shopping bag that encourages people to recycle.
Okay. Right. I'm going to have to go in about 4 minutes.
Okay.
So my other question was, when I listen to what you've been talking about and I look at the business, it feels much to me that moment in that Kevin Costner film, Field of Dreams, where he's being told if you build it,
they will come. Yeah,
they will come.
I'd say this to everybody. That's my mantra. I'm like, you build it, they will come. You know what I mean? I don't know what exactly you're asking me.
Well, it's true.
I think it's true.
Feels like it's true.
Yeah, it's true. Build it and they will come. You know what I mean? Just stick your basic. I'm not hustling. You know what I mean? I've been handed something great. I truly believe that. But I've never let myself just fall into the trap of, my business is successful and it will stay that way. No, if I didn't clash horns with my father and uncle all day, every day for the last 17 years, then my business would be in the dump. There would be no business.
So
we'd be selling garbage to people who want to buy garbage. I've hauled my business along with me this last decade and a half. Right. Believe me,
that conflict seems interesting. So you're saying if you didn't have that conflict, you wouldn't be where you are now?
100%.
If you went against your peers?
No, if I went with their mantra.
So if you went with them,
yeah, we'd be nowhere. Everybody would pass us by over a decade ago.
And how do they feel?
I don't know how they feel. I mean, I don't think they care.
Okay.
I think they truly believe that people are coming here because the presidents buy suits here. You know what I mean? Which is a load of bull. People don't care about that stuff anymore. Maybe that rang true 30 years ago. People care about themselves. You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I didn't put it in the interview.
Yeah.
And I did a separate scope and just gave everybody the lay of the land.
Yeah, they don't care about that stuff. You know what I mean? Nobody cares. They're good sound bites, they're good anecdotes, but nobody cares if you're not happy with your stuff. They don't care who bought it.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean? And that's basically it. And so I think my dad and my uncle, their saving graces, they work so hard. Okay, they really do. Okay, they really work so hard. They're general people. Like for them, they have no desire. They don't want to eat good, dress good, fly first class, travel even, take a vacation. They love their work. They're just obsessed by it, but not in a bad way or a compulsive way. I think it just gives them a massive sense of security that they're the king of their own castle. I'm a little bit different, and I'm not stuck in a time warp. But I think the balance that we have is very good. I think this conflict that we have keeps things sort of neutral.
Do you think you're aware enough that you won't be in a time warp when you hit your 70s? If you're still doing
too far away to think about. I mean, there's no point.
Something I'm very self-aware about.
Yeah.
For my own profession.
Yeah, I think I have 3 children, so they're so young, and I don't think that can happen to me. I don't think that's innate in my character. I'm not such a stubborn person, and stuff. And I've just grown out of like fighting for my own ground. And there's a lot of stuff that I really don't care about. You know what I mean? Like I'm so happy to be alive. Like whether it sounds corny or cheesy or what. I mean, I don't want a Ferrari and I don't want to marry Miss World, and I know I'm not winning the lottery. I'm not even buying the ticket. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have arrived. You know what I mean? Time is ticking down. I'm not waiting for anything to happen. I'm just enjoying the moment. So I'm not thinking about business. I'm not thinking about succession. I'm thinking about you. I'm thinking about my fitting after lunch. I'm thinking about my clients before lunch. I'm thinking about that.
Okay.
I'm thinking I got to take my wife out tonight, but that means I can't hang with my kids. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I'm thinking very much in the moment. I keep myself young and fit so I can run and jump and fight and screw around with my children and so forth. And that's basically it.
I always have this meta conversation with myself. That's all.
I'm
super self-aware about who I am and what I'm going to do and where I will be in 30 years.
Yeah, I think I have a more. I mean, I find the future morbid. I find death and getting old very taboo for me. You know what I mean? Like it makes me feel yucky or I don't know if it's scared is the word or whatever. I just rather not think about it. I am so happy where I am now. Like, and every year, I feel I'm getting younger. Like I don't feel like I'm getting older.
Sure.
I was like, I just like I feel so good and vibrant. But I still feel like a father and I still feel like a son, which is awesome. I feel like a kid. My dad being alive and around, I'm just like a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing's changed because I'm still with my father. That's basically it. But I'm very wary that I am a father, and I love fatherhood. I absolutely love my kids. I want to be a dad before I was even married.
Such energy.
Yeah, you need energy. You got to bring it.
Yeah, sure. For people, it's fascinating because people
look at
know
all that.
this.
You think what LeBron James doesn't bring it? I mean, look at that high intensity that he brings and brings and brings and brings. You look at Djokovic, doesn't he bring it? Look at Donald Trump. Look at what he brings. Look at Bernie Sanders, who's so old, and he's running against Hillary. Look at Hillary. I mean, I don't have the energy these guys do. They're in their 60s, and they don't sleep, and they debate till late night, and they get on a plane, and 4 hours later, they're up and facing the media. I don't have energy like that. So I don't think what I'm doing is abnormal. I mean, you got to bring it to be successful. Sitting around is not going to get you anywhere. That doesn't mean that, I want to eat the world alive, and I want $1 billion. I don't have those aspirations. Sometimes I wish I did. Sometimes, I look at people and I'm like, shit, they're flying, excuse my language, they're flying first class. And
it's okay, you're allowed to swear on my channel.
And I was like, I should have that drive, but I don't know, man. Maybe I had a great upbringing, my father spoiled me, and, I already seen it. And none of that stuff sort of appeals to me.
I have one last question.
Go for it.
And talking about aspirations, because we've talked about all the celebrities in the previous scope, and Paul McCartney told me never to name drop anyway. Is there somebody you would like to make a suit for?
Yeah.
And what's the meaning behind it?
Man, there's so many people. I don't even know how to answer that question.
That's good then. We leave it there.
So many people.
Because then
I
we
could
can
just keep reeling off a list of people. Like
that's a good answer.
I wouldn't know where to begin. But probably celebrities. I mean, Madonna, Sean Penn.
Wow.
Roger Federer, Djokovic, LeBron. People of my generation, I'd say like someone like Michael Jordan doesn't appeal to me. John McEnroe, whatever, you know what I mean? Like Stefan Edberg, he was my hero when I was a kid. But I want to make, if I could choose, I'd choose someone amazing at the top of the game right now, like Tom Cruise. You know what I mean? Like I'm not interested in people young. I'm not interested in people old. I'm interested in people like me. But that doesn't mean I'm a celebrity chaser, nor do I think, I want to make suits for Tom Cruise. You asked me a question, what do I want to make suits for? I was like, man, I would love to work with Tom Cruise. I'd love to work with LeBron James. I would love to work with these people that I've seen my career has grown while their career has grown. You know what I'm saying? Even though Tom Cruise is older than me, and say LeBron James is younger than me, and Djokovic and Federer are younger than me, and Sean Penn and Madonna are older than me, I think that they're of my time. You know what I'm saying? And I progress as they progress. So yeah, probably people like that in my age bracket at the top of their game. Yeah, I'd love to have an opportunity to work with them.
Okay.
Or just even chill with them.
I'm going to leave it there.
Okay, great.
Great. I love the energy.
Okay, thank you. I love this. This is great.
Good. We have 40 people in the chat.
Yeah.
So we're going to have to wrap it up.
Okay, cool.
I've really enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Like I say, I can't say it enough. I really love the energy. I didn't expect that from a tailoring shop.
Yeah.
But that's just the beauty of these
That's
things.
why everyone wants to come here. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I mean. Like, people always want to know, what's this? Is there a magic formula? Why does this place tick like it does? It doesn't. It's because of me and my dad, about the work, about the energy, about that's basically it. People want to feel spoiled.
I want to give you this phone, and people are going to text you.
Okay.
And you can see the text. Obviously, they're seeing their view, but you can give Roshan any messages you want now. I'm going to trust you. Don't troll him.
It says worth the wait. Thanks for the fabulous interview. Amazing, Roshan. Great, thank you. I feel so good. You're awesome, bro. Thanks for your information. I love this. Great interview. What's the most exotic fabric you have used to make a suit? I can't say. Great engineering short film. I love this. Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome.
Great.
Wonderful. This is great.
So yeah, thank you for watching. Again, thank you for your patience.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your patience. Thank you.
I'll be on the MTR later. This is going to go as a podcast, so because I'm recording on my iPad.
Yeah.
And this will be on YouTube.
Okay.
And then I can send you all the links and you can keep it if you want for posterity.
So this whole interview will be on YouTube. I'll put it on my YouTube page.
I'll edit down the gap between you and your father.
I'll put it on Facebook.
Okay.
Put it wherever you let me put it.
Great stuff.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I can't thank you enough. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's great to meet you.
Thank you. Awesome.